mind, change my life, I won't conform, no, I'm transformed. Renew my mind, change my life, I won't conform, no, I'm transformed. Renew my mind, change my life, I won't conform, no, I'm transformed. I won't think like the world no more. I got new thoughts from heaven's door. Old ways gone, new heart start. God changed me from the inside party. Renew my mind, change my life. I won't go for I'm transformed. Renew my mind, change my life. I won't go for I'm transformed. Renew my mind, change my life. I won't go for I'm transformed. Renew my mind, change my life. I won't go for I'm transformed. Don't go mine. Change my mind, change it. Change my mind, change my mind, change my mind, change my mind. Change it. Change my mind by the word. By the word. Change my life by the word. By the word. Change my mind. Renew my mind. Change my life. I won't conform. No, I'm transformed by His word. Renew my mind. Change my life. I won't conform. No, I'm transformed. Yes, Lord. Renew my mind. Change my life. I won't conform. I'm transformed. Yes, Lord. Renew my mind. Change my life. I won't conform. I'm transformed. Yes, think like the world no more. I got new thoughts from heaven's door. Old ways gone, new heart start. God changed me from the inside.
We here. Need y'all to hit that like button, subscribe, and tell your friend about that Dirty Bird Savage, man. Stefanski coming up. Renewed gospel on the music.
Change my
Subscribe.
mind,
Hold it down there at the bottom.
change my mind, change my life.
Here we go. Here we go.
Change my life by the word. By the word. Change my life by the word. By the word. Change my life. Renew my mind. Change my life. I won't conform. I'm transformed. Yes, Lord. Renew my mind. Change my life. I won't conform. I'm transformed. Yes, Lord.
I don't know what about to happen, man. Kevin, he don't talk much. So he ain't gonna give a lot of answers. And I don't know if anybody gonna ask him about should do a sign of the Pro Bowl selection. I don't know what they're gonna ask him about it. But I'm telling you right now, he ain't gonna say much. I don't know what they're gonna ask him about it. Here we go. That wasn't a long resume. Here we go. Life, what's going on?
And I, like Matt mentioned, I want to learn from all those things. I hope that there's things that I learned on a day-to-day basis. I hope there's
Wow.
big picture things that I've learned and taken from that. So really excited about where I am, but I wouldn't change anything about the past.
Bailey on your right.
Bailey
Ain't nobody in
Burmaster,
here to
sports
tell me.
director
I
at Atlanta
appreciate it.
News First. Welcome, Kevin. Accountability is a word that has been used a lot through this interview process. I'm curious, from your time in Cleveland as a head coach, how you feel you best demonstrate accountability with not only your coaches, but your players as well. Thanks, Bailey. I would tell you that when it comes to accountability or culture, it's really my job to enable a program and put guardrails, if you will, with the program. But the best accountability comes from the locker room. And I believe it is player driven. And I think Matt's been a part of that in his NFL career in these locker rooms. So I will certainly put a structure together for our players, for our coaches to hold each other accountable. But at the end of the day, a player driven culture is what we will have.
Tori on the aisle to the left.
Hi, Kevin. Tori McElhaney, AtlantaFalcons.com. Curious about how you're going to structure your offensive staff. Will you be calling plays? And also, can you speak to Tommy Reese and working with him the last couple of years?
Sure. Thanks, Tori. Tommy will call plays. That's a setup that I'm very, very comfortable with. I think he's an outstanding football coach. He's young, but I don't know if you always measure experience just in years. I think he's had unbelievable experiences in his young career. He's somebody that I trust. We see the game similarly, but we also push each other because we're different. So Tommy will head up that offensive staff. I'm excited about some of the people we've been able to bring in already to this group. And, I have the utmost confidence in Tommy.
Mark Armandi on your left.
Hey, Kevin, over here. Mark Armandi from ESPN. Matt was talking about the vision and how you guys aligned on what this football team will look like. Just in your own words, what is the vision from your perspective?
Yeah, Mark, I think Matt outlined some of the things that are important to us. Playing a physical brand of football is really important. If you want to win in December and January and into February, you have to play that style as we have all seen over the course of these playoffs. So understanding that we have to be multiple and versatile in everything we do, and that's offense and that's defense and that's special teams. But at the end of the day, we want to play a physical brand of football.
Joe Patrick on your right.
Kevin, Joe Patrick, 92.9 The Game. It's been reported that you've been in some of the GM interviews or conversations. Can you talk about whether that's true and what your role has been in those conversations and how you foresee that relationship given Atlanta's front office structure?
Thanks, Joe. I'm here to support Matt and everybody throughout this search. Obviously, tried to give my insight to Matt and everybody as they continue to talk to different candidates. I'm excited to partner with that candidate. And like Matt mentioned, we'll have some more time to spend with those candidates and share a vision for how we see this football team. And I've no doubt with the people that we've spoken to already that we're well on our way in that process.
We'll go Allison center column to the left and then Garrett in front of her.
Hey, Kevin, Allison Mastrangelo, Channel 2 in Atlanta. Welcome to Atlanta.
Thank you.
You're joining a team that has 8 straight losing seasons and a franchise that is hungry for playoffs and the Super Bowl. So what makes you believe that you are the right guy for the job and can not only do that, but do it very quickly?
Thanks, Allison. I'm here because I believe in this group. I believe in this roster. I believe, like I mentioned, in what Arthur and Matt have put together already. I promise you this, we will work. We're not going to spend a lot of time talking about what we're going to do. We're just going to keep our head down and work.
Garrett Chapman.
He answered the question like he
Welcome to
always
Atlanta.
do.
Garrett Chapman with Falcons on SI. Brian Callahan was one of the first coaches that you hired. What does he bring to your staff?
Bill.
Bill Callahan, excuse me.
No
Not
problem.
Brian, excuse me. Bill Callahan, one of the first coaches you hired, you brought to the staff. What does he bring to this team? And is Arthur Blank good on the grill?
I'm sorry, last part?
Arthur Blank, I mean, it said that he was cooking you guys steaks during the whole process.
He was outstanding. Yes. You have another career, Arthur, if you want it. Bill Callahan is somebody, I hired Bill in 2020. I didn't know Bill prior to that. We had some mutual friends, if you will, in the profession, but I got to witness Bill up close and personal for 4 seasons there and watch how he worked and how he develops players. I think he's the best in the business. So we are thrilled that we're able to add Bill to this group. He's somebody that I lean on, being a former head coach himself, somebody that has been just a great partner for me in our season. So just thrilled to have him.
Go Mark
You're way
Zeno
more happy.
on the aisle to the right.
Hey, Kevin, Mark Zeno, ESPN on 92.9 here in Atlanta. So much has been made of your time in Cleveland with your relationship with the quarterbacks that you've had. And obviously, you're going to be charged with developing a young quarterback here in Atlanta. How do you go about making sure that Michael Penix and his success here are long-term and the philosophy you have for developing a young quarterback?
That's a good question, Mark. I think player development I'm a maniac about it. I'm just crazy about development of our players. We want to be a very intentional group when it comes to developing players. Obviously, the quarterback position is at the forefront of that. So we've certainly, I've been able to be exposed to different quarterbacks, whether it's, rookies or 40-year-old Brett Favre, 40-year-old Joe Flacco. So I've seen a bunch of different guys at that position. And I think it's our job as coaches to put structure around them, to put a curriculum together in the offseason to get them up to speed in whatever areas, to give them very specific things that we are going to work on together so that they can improve. I think one thing you'll find from our coaches is there'll be specific things that they are working on with the players on a daily basis. And I just believe being intentional about it gives you the opportunity to have development on the other side.
Go Brandon Leak on your left.
How you doing, Coach? Brandon Leak, Sports Radio 680 The Fan. Welcome to Atlanta. Good luck.
Thank you.
Your position on some of the tough lessons you learned in Cleveland, a couple of trips to the playoffs, but some seasons where you didn't. Some of the tough things you learned in Cleveland that will, you think, make you better or enhance you as a coach. And for Matt, not just from the president's lens, but from a quarterback's lens, you outlined some of the strengths you think Kevin has. What would you like as a quarterback that you think will be beneficial for your quarterback with Kevin as the coach?
You want to go first?
You can go.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm a constant learner. I hope I have a growth mindset where I'm going to get better at my job, whatever it is, whether it's being a dad or being a husband. I want to get better every single day. I don't feel like I'm a finished product. So I think all of the lessons learned in Cleveland, in Minnesota, and my time there, I take all of that with me. I take all of it. There are things, of course, you get out of every game and sometimes you wish you did something different. There's things, big picture, maybe you wish you did something different. I think it's just so important that you reflect on those, and I've done that, and find ways that when presented with similar situations, you take all those learnings with you. Again, doing this is, I believe, my 20th year in the NFL, and I hope if I'm not learning, I'm not doing my job. I have to learn every single day that I'm doing this job.
Maria Martin on your right.
Yeah, I think from the quarterback's perspective, you look at it in the positions that you get put in. I always valued the run game and the ability to run the football and some of the pressure that takes off of you, specifically as a young quarterback. I think back to my experience as you talk, and we hear questions about Penix. Some of those early days as a young player, the ability to hand the ball off to a guy like Michael Turner, really solid physical offensive line, the way they played up front, and then using the play action pass off of that. I think those are all tools to help develop a young player. I think that's a strength of Kevin's. I think that's a strength of the staff that's coming in. So I think that's important. I think the other thing it does is it helps with pass protection. When you run the football well and you are not one-dimensional of just sitting back there, letting defensive ends, letting defensive tackles pin their ears back and rush, it slows down some of that. So if you can mitigate pass rush, you can mitigate some of the opportunities of sitting back there and dropping back and having to throw it 35, 40 times a game on straight drop back. I think that helps a young player. And I think that's something that Kevin, both in his time in Minnesota and in Cleveland, has done a good job of.
Maria on the right side.
You might be set up.
Coach, welcome to Atlanta. Maria Martin, 11 Alive News here in Atlanta. So when you're retaining Jeff Ulbrich as the defensive coordinator in your first conversations with him, aside from shaving the beard, what impresses you about his defensive philosophy and why was it important to keep him here?
Well, I have a ton of respect for Coach Brick. Again, similar, I was talking about with Coach Callahan, we don't know each other personally, but we know a lot of people in this business. And the way they talked about him and the way they talked about how he teaches and how he gets the most out of his players, there was a very easy conversation with Coach and I about how we saw this game of football and how demanding we are of our players. And then just watching the tape, some of the things that he was able to do this season with some of our young players, it was really exciting. So early on, we got on the horn, and it was obvious to me, and I think it was obvious to him. We really hit it off, cut from the same cloth, if you will, from a football perspective. But can't tell you how excited I am to have Coach Brick with us.
I said, yeah, they way better than
Josh
Cleveland.
by Terrence Moore.
Way better.
Hey, Kevin, Josh with The Athletic. You speak a lot about the run game. What are your thoughts about Bijan Robinson?
He's good. Yeah, I love Bijan. I
Hey,
spent some
man,
time
great.
with him. When I first got hired, I think I sent him a very late text message. Sorry, Bijan. But just I couldn't wait to talk to him. Spent some time with him in Flowery Branch in the locker room, just catching up. He's a special person. I'd start there. This is a special person that everybody told me about, but then I got to see for myself what type of person he is, and he's team oriented. He's an intelligent player, and there's no shortage to what he can do with the football in his hands. And that's our job as coaches to find ways to get that ball in his hands.
I don't know what your draft position was 3 years ago or whatever, but how much prep did you do on him at the time, and what did you think of him just as a running back? Just as a
Yeah,
physical
quite honestly,
aspect?
did not do much on him. I don't believe he was somebody that we'd have a chance to get.
Terrence Moore, Forbes.com. And Kevin, how much were you involved in personnel decisions in Cleveland, and how involved will you be with personnel decisions with the Falcons? And Matt, you can answer that question too.
Sure, Terrence. It's my job to tell our GM, to tell Matt what I think of a player. It's my job to tell them the fit of the player in our offense, our defense, our special teams. I'm a partner. I want to collaborate and give my opinion. But ultimately, I trust the people in those type of positions to pick the players. As a coach, I want to develop our players. I want to get the absolute best out of our players. And I know Matt and I have talked about that collaboration, how it works really well in buildings and making sure that everybody is aligned on that. But I really, from my perspective, I want to give the fit part of the answer to those type of questions.
Sam Crenshaw on the aisle to the right.
Sam Crenshaw, CBS Atlanta, and 92.9 The Game. Welcome to Atlanta, Coach.
Thank you. I feel like we should be saying where the players play
right
after you
go
say it
ahead,
every
go right
time.
ahead.
Just
Feel free.
where the players play.
There we go. You mentioned your excitement about the opportunity here, and you obviously know about Bijan, but my question is this. I know your main focus has been Cleveland, but how much did you have a chance to pay attention to what was happening here, and what was holding this team back from succeeding?
Thanks, Sam. Listen, I respect the question. I'm not so concerned about the past when I take this job. I'm so focused on the future, and I am forward looking. I got the blinders on for 2026 and beyond. Having said that, do we watch the tape and look at areas that we feel like we can help our players? Of course, that's our job as coaches. But previous seasons really won't affect how we coach this football team moving forward.
Steak back
I
left.
bet.
Hey, Coach, Steak Shapiro, 92.9 The Game. You talked about wanting to take the job. A lot of it's Matt Ryan and Arthur Blank. How much of the roster, can you go a little deeper into this roster? How prepared were you to talk about it prior to the interview? How deep did you go about it? And then now that you've been the coach for a little while, so a little more detail on why you think this roster is one you wanted to inherit.
Very excited about the roster. And when you go on a visit or a Zoom, whatever it is, you do your homework on teams. And like we mentioned, you do your homework on the staff and those type of things. But when you look at this roster, I think there's really good young players at some key positions. I think there's some veterans that have played excellent football over the course of their career. So, Bijan comes to mind as a good young player that I can't wait to get to work with. But if you look up and down the roster, there are players that I'm excited to coach and get the best version of them. There are no perfect rosters in the NFL. It just doesn't exist. There's always things that you want to improve or change, if you will. So certainly we'll go through the player acquisition period and there will be some new faces and those type of things. But incredibly excited to coach some of these players on this team.
He doesn't only cook the steaks; he keeps you hydrated as well.
We talked a lot about servant leadership, and Arthur, you were putting that on display.
All right, we'll go Luke straight back on the camera stand.
Coach, directly in the back. Luke Hetrick, Channel 2 here in Atlanta. Welcome. Question for both Kevin and Matt. Kevin, I know you didn't want to talk too much about personnel, but when you've seen on tape what has stood out about Michael Penix Jr. in his first 2 seasons, and then for Matt, you talked at your introductory press conference about the hierarchy with president of football, GM, head coach. Bob Quinn gets hired as senior advisor. What is his role going to be when it comes to that collaborative process for you guys moving forward?
Well, I'll start with Bob. Bob is Kevin's senior advisor, and that's a setup that has worked for him. I think what we're trying to do in all areas is set up a support system for both the head coach and the general manager to allow them to be successful. That was something that we talked with all of our candidates about, of what is the best structure and setup to allow you for success. So that's Bob's role with us.
Michael, again, just
right.
excited about the physical gifts. What's most important right now for Michael is to get healthy. He knows that, and we'll get to football here shortly. But he's attacking his rehab. I think you see a player on tape that can get through progressions, can layer the ball, can push the ball to all areas of the field. Obviously, was very productive in college. Has had some really, really, really good moments here in the pros. So I just see a young player that will continue to develop and continue to get better.
We'll go Taryn back left.
Develop.
Hello, Taryn Walk with AtlantaFalcons.com. Kevin, you were able to find success with the Browns in just your first season. What is the key to that quick turnaround that you can bring here to Atlanta?
Thanks, Taryn. It's a good question and something Matt and I have talked about. To succeed in this league, you succeed with people. And you have to have the right people. And that's about putting the coaching staff together. That's about putting this roster together and the guys in that locker room and making sure everybody knows exactly how you're going to play football. I think that's something you'll hear from me and from our players. We're going to know who we are. We're going to know the identity from which we play. And I think making that clear on the front end gives you a chance to have success in the fall.
Go Jay Busby on the left, followed by Ken.
Kevin, Jay Busby, Yahoo Sports. Following up on that, you mentioned that you're going to be the team's going to be starting up practice in April. What has been your message as you've contacted each player? What have you said to them? What tone have you set as you spoke to each player?
I just want to get to know our players. As we know, and I think Matt mentioned it, good football teams are connected. Good football teams care about each other. And I want to just get to know our players. When in my position, when you're asking your players to do some of the things we're asking them to do, they have to trust you and they have to know that you have their best interest in mind. So that's just part of getting to know our players, starting a relationship with them.
Ken on the left.
Ken Segura with the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. I think there were a lot of fans that were concerned about the way things ended for you in Cleveland for the last two seasons. What can you say to assure them that that isn't your work,
Sure.
that you're capable of doing better?
Sure. I appreciate the question, Ken. I would tell you, I've learned from all of my seasons in this football, in this game of football, if you will. Something I've told Matt, there's a quote I love where smooth seas do not make skillful sailors. And I think it's something that's important as all of us understand. Some of those tough moments are going to make us better. I'm so excited about what we're doing at the Atlanta Falcons in 2026 and what we're going to be about. And I know this, you're going to get the best version of me as we get going here. You're also going to get somebody that's going to grow every single day that I'm in this profession. Somebody that I'm going to push myself. I'm going to have a staff around me that's going to push me. And to our fans, I want them to know that we're going to put our heads down and we're going to work.
Back right, Michael Cunningham.
Hello, Kevin. Michael Cunningham at AJC. You and Matt both have been emphasizing the importance of the run game. Here in Atlanta over the years, they've favored mostly in a wide zone scheme. Is that something you're in favor of? And also, what's your overall philosophy on running the ball?
Sure. So I do believe in running the football, and that's something that Matt and I know is valuable in this league. But we also know that there's a lot of work that goes into running the football, and that's from a roster standpoint, that's from a schematic standpoint. Yes, wide zone football is something that I believe in. You also have Coach Callahan here, and Coach and I, when we got together there in Cleveland, really balanced two worlds of wide zone football and some gap football. And I think that's a really good place to start when you're talking about run game. I do believe you can't be good at everything. I don't believe you can be so diverse that you're trying to live in every single world. I think you have to hang your hat on specific things. And I think Coach Callahan, as you get around Coach Callahan and Tommy Rees and hear them talk about the run game, they can kind of give you a picture of what that can look like.
Got time for a few more. Garrett Chapman.
Coach, this team was very aggressive in going and getting and fixing the edge rush last offseason. What have you seen in Jalen Walker and James Pierce Jr.?
Yeah, very, very talented young men. Excited to coach both of them. Obviously, have talked to Coach Brick about those guys in particular and how we can deploy them. And I think what you've seen Coach Brick do, what you've seen around the league, with what teams are doing with these elite edge rushers is really creating matchups. And you know, I was around a pretty good edge rusher recently with Myles Garrett, who's going to be a Hall of Famer. He's a nightmare for teams to game plan against. And every team goes into it saying, we can't let this guy wreck the game. And for us having some young players like Michael, like Jalen, guys that we feel like we can develop and get the best version of them, it allows you to have multiple guys that the team is trying to scheme against. James, excuse me.
Mark Zeno on your right.
Kevin, right here again. Mark Zeno, ESPN 92.9. And this is for both of you. The word vision has come up a lot since this whole process has started. You guys have clearly outlined what the vision is. How do you execute it? How do you get there? How do you arrive at it? I know it's a long process, but where are we in the steps process of executing the vision?
We're in the beginning. You know, we still got another critical piece that we're going to add to this, you know, here in the near future, which I think is going to be as important as either of the two of us. And so we're excited about that. And then it's really, you know, coming together and laying the foundation for what we want it to look like. But, you know, from my perspective, how do you get started? You get started with one step, and it's solid step after solid step after solid step. We have an idea of where we want to go. The path to get there. One of the things Kevin has talked about is, you know, when you have the map and the terrain, and the terrain differs from the map, you go with the terrain. And so we've got a vision of where we're going to go, but we know there's going to be bumps along the way, and you've got to be able to adjust and adapt to those things. But it starts with the evaluation of the roster. When our GM comes in and Kevin's here and I'm here, and we have the opportunity to go through that, it's a solid evaluation of our roster, where we're at, where we think pieces fit, where some pieces don't fit. And then we go along with the league calendar until we get to the OTA phase.
Justin Feller on the
I agree. I concur. Stamp that.
Hey, Justin Felder from Fox 5 Atlanta. This question's for Matt. Was there a moment, something Kevin said, a feeling that you had in the interview process where you started to think, or you thought, okay, this is going to be our guy?
I think, you know, it's not one specific thing. You know, I think all of us went into this with a really open mind of trying to find who's the best person to take this football team and this organization forward. We had a number of different metrics that we were looking for. And sometimes you have a good feeling after an interview or a discussion. And then you go back and you look at your notes and you take a look at some of the metrics that you find important and how they stack up. But I would say more important than anything was the reference work that we did. And as impressive as Kevin is, and as much as I enjoyed the conversations that we had, the reference work, not only by myself, but the entire research committee of going through and talking to former players, talking to former coaches, talking to different people around the league that knew Kevin from different stops along the way, it all started to line up. And I really think that was the biggest thing. The feeling that we were getting was matching up with the reference work that we were doing. And so that was more where I felt like things started to align.
Brandon Lee.
Coach, you've had good success when you've had good quarterback play, but I was wondering your philosophy on the tight end. You have been a quarterback whisperer when you've had the veteran quarterbacks or good quarterback play. I wonder if you consider yourself a tight end whisperer, and what do you think about Kyle Pitts with a very big decision on him coming up at the end of the season?
I wouldn't say whisperer. I'll say aficionado. How about that? I love the position. I coached it. It was my first position to coach on the offensive staff was tight ends there with the Vikings under Coach Zimmer. You know, I love the position because of the versatility that it provides in offense. And you've seen it around the league. This is nothing new or earth shattering, but tight ends that can line up all over, make life hard on a defense, and where you can line them up outside, in the backfield, in line, you name it. We love versatility of that position. Obviously, Kyle's somebody that we'll talk at length more about when it comes to those type of roster conversations, but the position itself is something that we feel really very strongly about.
They need to resign. You got to resign Kyle Pitts, man.
Mike, the game. Were you surprised by Mayfield's comments about you coming to Atlanta and looking forward to seeing you twice a year?
Yeah,
he
you know,
being
Baker's somebody that I have a ton of respect for as a player and a person. I love rivalries in sports, and obviously Buccaneers Falcons have a great rivalry. It's something that I'm excited about, but I would not get into the specifics of those type of things, other than to say I have a ton of respect for Baker as a player, as a person. That's a great team with a great player.
Got Joe Patrick on the right.
No, you're gonna say
Questions
right
for
now.
Matt. When Kevin mentioned that Tommy is going to be calling plays, was that something that you talked about with him in the interview process? And what's your kind of comfortability with that, and how that kind of came about?
Yeah, yes, certainly something we talked to all of the candidates that we spoke to about their vision for building a staff, maybe some of the ideas that they had at certain coordinator positions, and certainly something Kevin and I have talked about. I've leaned in to the reference work we've done on Kevin, we've done on Tommy, and we're making sure that, you know, we're talking to the people who have been around him, not only in Cleveland, but in his college stops, and what he is like as a coach. I think, you know, these are big hires, and important hires for them. And you want to make sure, you know, everybody's seeing it the same way. And so we did a lot of reference work on Tommy and feel much like Kevin, very strongly about him as a young coach and what he can do. And it agreed that, you know, he's inexperienced when it comes to play calling in the NFL, but he's very experienced at calling plays.
D-Led on the front left.
Yeah, Coach, I'm sorry, I failed to introduce myself. D. Orlando Ledbetter of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Sorry for sending Baker after you. Matt, have you?
Good work, D-Led.
have you prepped him on the Saints though? That's your real rival in the NFC South. You know, after have you got him up to speed on the Saints being the Steelers, Browns, and the Battle of Ohio, where he's coming from?
Absolutely, and again, I'm a NFL fan. I love this sport. I grew up watching every one of these teams, and so I know full well how important that rivalry is with us and the Saints. Obviously, Kellen Moore is a good friend of mine, and that's the part of this business. When you've been doing this long, you're going up against a lot of your friends in this business, and you can be friends with them for 363 days of the year, and for those other 2 days, you're competing like crazy.
Go back to Jay Busby.
Jay Busby, Yahoo Sports. Matt, this is for you. This year, we saw a number of teams change head coaches and go from single-digit wins to playoff bursts. What is the organizational expectation for that kind of rapid turnaround in Atlanta?
I think it's putting your head down and going to work, as Kevin said. You know, the expectation is to always win. There's no doubt about that. But, you know, part of what we've talked about is how do you
What
get
everybody
there?
gonna want now, though.
And I think, you know, my expectation is that we come to work with the right mindset every day, and we focus on the things that we need to do in order to get the results that we want. Very process driven. I was as a player, and I will be in this new role as well. You know, I think when you take care of the process and you get that right, everything else starts to fall into place. So the expectation for me, for Kevin, and for everybody in our building is to come in with the right mindset every day and to get to work.
Go to the back left and stay with Luke.
Hey, Coach, I'm not sure how many times you played the Falcons in the past in your role, but when the outside looking in as Atlanta, as an NFL town, as a franchise, as a team you went up against, can you give some thoughts, maybe including going up against Matt, on what your perception has been on Atlanta overall as an organization and as a football town, the fans? What's your overall thought?
Man, you gonna say the right answer,
Stan,
bro.
Before you get to that, I've been telling them how good of a food city this is. And nobody's a better expert on the food scene here than Steak Shapiro.
Well, with that name, you better be.
For any recommendations, you got to go to Steak, all right? Where would you recommend? Hold on, I'm going to ask you a question, Steak. Give Kevin a recommendation here. Where should
what part of town? Is it a lunch call? There's a I go to Busy Bee across the street, best fried chicken, Atlanta staple. Right after the press conference, bring the family, get a taste. It's a good meet and three. Do those guys know what a meet and three is?
I didn't know what a meet and three was until about year 4 with Mike
Right.
Johnson's buddy
So-
John Parker Wilson told me what a meet and three was.
There you go. That would be my first recommendation for anybody coming to Atlanta. So and then you could talk about the other stuff.
Okay.
What was the
Sorry, I
question?
just had to throw that out there.
What was the question?
I think the question is the outsider's perspective of going against the Atlanta
I'm getting hungry.
Falcons.
Yeah, this is a special town. And again, growing up as a fan of this game, that helmet to me is iconic. It really is. And growing up watching some of the players in this building, or not this building, but in this town, and what this means to this city, I've been getting educated by Matt and by our group on what this city is all about, and how the passion that they have for this team is real. It's real. And it's rooted in the history of this team, and it's rooted in a desire to win. And that's something that just perfectly aligns with how I see this business.
Luke in the back.
Hey, Coach, question for you. In the past, you've talked about organizational structure and the importance of that. Matt is new in his role. It's a newly created position. Based on the candidates that have come in so far for general manager, it might be someone that is new in that role as well. How much did that impact your decision? How much of a conversation was that for you going through this process?
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, Matt being here was a draw for me. That's why, a big part of why I wanted to come here and work with Matt. I think organizational structure, you can talk as much as you want about that. To me, do you have the right people, and do you have common goals? And I would answer that we do.
Got time for one more, Allison.
Hey, Matt, this is for you. I remember Arthur Blank was talking about trying to land the planes at the same time, and you guys are the only ones that have a GM job open. So why has it taken you so long to land a GM, and how much is Kevin involved in that, trying to find one?
Yeah, air traffic control told us to slow down. I think that was it, But no, I think,
Lame.
as much as we want it, starting the process of getting out in front and making sure that we had lists put together for candidates in both spaces. Ideally, you'd love to land it at the same time. But given the pace of the head coaching search, and given, like you said, there only being one opening at the general manager position, I think it made most sense for us, to kind of compartmentalize the two. I feel like we're in a really good space in terms of where we're at in the GM search. Feel like our process has been really good. I think we've made really strong progress, and still feel like we're in a space and a time frame, where we can accomplish everything we need to accomplish given the league calendar.
All right. Thanks, everyone. We're going to wrap real quick, move the table, and have a quick photo op.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Good to meet everybody. Steak. I'll see you after.
Now, I'm going to tell y'all that right now. I know I ain't had the sound going at the beginning. A lot of y'all went in here anyway. But one thing I know about Kevin is covering them past year up there in Cleveland, he going to say the right thing. Kevin going to always say the right thing, and he ain't going to say the wrong thing. He going to say the right thing, and he going to say, if he can't say the right thing, he going to say the minimum thing. He ain't going to give you nothing. He ain't going to give you too much. But one thing I did, he going to take the blame like he did up there in Cleveland. He going to start saying, it's on me. It's on me. We got to do better. If they start losing, that's what he going to do. That's what he going to say. He say he done met some fans. I don't know what fans he done met. He ain't met no diehard, I don't think. You know what I'm saying? Because Twitter and everybody I seen was irate that he got hired. Now, I won't be the first to tell you, I do not like Kevin at all. As a coach, I don't like Kevin at all. As a person, like I say, he's gonna say the right thing, but as a coach, I don't like him. I don't like what he did to Shador. I don't care what you say about it. I don't like it. And then some of them decisions, even in the games that he made against Tennessee, 49ers, and the Bears, bruh, it seemed like to me you were trying to lose. You was on your way, you knew you was on your way out, and you were trying to sabotage. Not just the whole team, because they took them out of playoff contention when they could have been winning. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you need to go do your research before you start questioning and start trolling me for I shut you down, and then your little feelings gonna be hurt. Then you're gonna be going crying to your wife or your auntie or whoever it is over there. But just leave me alone. That's all I'm saying. Go do your own research. Then he was like, he wanted to be in Atlanta. Of course you wanted to be here. You got hired here. Of course you're gonna say that. He said Arthur Blank and him share similar values. I bet. And winning is at the forefront and developing football players. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all this right here. To be honest, Kevin set up the win. Kevin Stefanski is set up to win in his first year coaching the Falcons. And the reason why I say that, let me break it down to you. Now, Kevin ain't searching for a quarterback. He ain't searching for a quarterback like he been up there in Cleveland. He ain't searching for one. Out of all them 13 quarterbacks he done had up there in the 6 years in Cleveland, he done found his one down here in Atlanta. It's Kirk Cousins. It ain't Michael Penix, it's Kirk Cousins. He done got Kirk Cousins, a vet that know his offense already, that done played in his offense already, and know what his expectations are, know what he's looking for, and can learn fast and quick and already know some of the terminology, know some of the schemes, know what to do and what not to do. He ain't got to teach all that. So you set up the win now, just based off that right there. Because if you even get half the quarterback play that Kirk Cousins played in the first 6 games last year, and then the last 5 games this year, y'all gonna win. You set up the win based off of that, just that one player. Because that's where you ain't have no consistency at. You ain't had no consistency at quarterback, and I'm saying good quarterback play. I ain't just saying Michael Penix. I'm talking about good quarterback play. You ain't had that type of consistency, even in Cleveland, until you got Shador. But Shador had to learn too. But Kirk Cousins ain't got to do that. Michael Penix on rehab. So that's by default. And luckily, he ain't got to sabotage Michael Penix. That's my concern. My concern is what he gonna do with Michael Penix after he heal up. Now, like I told you, Kirk Cousins gonna start. Kirk Cousins gonna play. Kirk Cousins gonna start. For how long? I say the next 2 years, especially with this first year coming up to where he is set up to win. And the other reason why I say he set up to win is now you in year 2 of the defensive coordinator. You're year 2 of the defense. That's why they wanted to keep the defensive coordinator, because the defense was playing so good towards the end of the season. You don't want to mess that up and bring in a new defensive coordinator and take away that momentum from these players. Now they ain't got to learn the defense all over again. Now you can build on top of what you just finished, winning the last 4 games. You can build on that. That's why I think they should have gave Raheem Morris 1 more year. But hey, there's neither here nor there. Kevin Stefanski down here in Atlanta now. But they kept Jeff Albrecht. So now that defense can build on what they left on them last 4 games and take it in and run with it in the beginning of the season. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all this right here. For the few that is in, appreciate y'all. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share, and tell your friend about the Dirty Bird Savage. I'm gonna tell you this right here. If Kevin don't win at least 6 games at the beginning of the year, it's horrible. It's why did you hire him? Why did you hire Kevin if he's not winning? Do I think he can take the Falcons to the Super Bowl? No. Not even close. I don't think Kevin can take the Falcons to the Super Bowl. I don't think he can. Could he get them to the playoff in this weak NFC South? Yeah. He could easily take the Falcons. He can go 8-9 again. And as long as he beat the Saints twice and Carolina once and Tampa Bay once, you're going to the playoff. Come on now. This is the weakest conference in football in the NFL right now. It won't take much. It won't take much to win. And to win this division and then go to the playoff. Raheem Morris didn't even, the games was close. It ain't like he got blowed out in a lot of these games that they lost. Here, there, play here, there, this, the way, that way. We got a whole different story. Raheem Morris still the coach coming back for his 3rd year. And we talking about the Atlanta Falcons winning the division and making it in the first round of the playoffs. Come on now. But the biggest thing is Kevin, he upgraded tremendously leaving Cleveland, coming to Atlanta. He upgraded tremendously at every level. You can say quarterback. You thought you like Shador. Kirk Cousins a vet, man. Of course, it's gonna be an upgrade because Kirk Cousins a vet. But you got Bijan versus Quinshawn. Bijan versus Quinshawn. I'm taking Bijan every time. Bijan is 10 times better than Quinshawn Junkin. And Quinshawn was a rookie. Kyle Pitts, a unicorn. If he ever get right and come to the form that everybody thought he was and think he is, he could be the best tight end in the league. He's 6'6", can run like a gazelle. He a mismatch nightmare. Then you have a true number one receiver. You ain't got a Jag out there. You got Drake London. You got a true number one receiver. Now, he ain't all that good to me. Because I'm used to seeing Julio, Roddy White, and even Michael Jenkins. I'm used to seeing them three being number ones and number twos dominating. Like Drake London don't dominate to me, but he way better. He way better than a lot of these receivers in the league. So you already set up for success just like that. Just based off them positions right there. Then if you re-sign Tyler Algier, you still got the double-headed monster. But I think he might walk. Because he probably gonna go to the first team that offer him that big money. They want him to be even a backup over there, but they offer him that big money contract. Because I don't think the Falcons gonna do it. The Falcons need to throw that money at Kyle Pitts and some other free agents, mainly receiver. I want to talk about it in another video. They got about 27 million in cap space from what I seen. And we're going to see what they can do with it when I make that video. But, and then another thing he said, Kevin, he said he excited about Michael Penix. He said the same thing about Shador. Like literally the exact same thing when he was talking about how he can layer the throws and he can got an strong arm to do this. And even back in college, he said the same exact thing about Shador. So that's why I'm saying, man, that's my bigger concern. It ain't about if the Falcons can win, and it ain't about if they gonna lose. It's about if Michael Penix how he gonna get treated. That's my main concern, because I don't want it to happen again. And player development is crazy. He crazy about player development. I don't know about that. Put structure around them and get them up to speed. I don't know about that. I seen it. You had 13 quarterbacks. You had 2 rookies this past season. Dylan Gabriel wasn't even up to speed. So I don't know if I believe that. He got a growth mindset. I'm pretty sure everybody need to have a growth mindset. You don't want to keep doing the same thing that you've been doing, expecting a different result. That's insanity. He want to partner with the GM and make the personnel decision. So the roster, he said he's gonna leave it up to the GM and he's just gonna coach whoever out there, basically. But I'm pretty sure he's gonna have an input just like he did when Cleveland drafted Dylan Gabriel this past season. He said he got his blinders on in 2026. I bet you don't want to look back over there in Cleveland because he looked way happier than he was in Cleveland because he get a brand new fresh start in a brand new city that got passionate fans. You know what I'm saying? They want to win. Now, we're going to see what happens. He excited about the roster. Like I just explained the roster. I'm pretty sure he excited because he ain't never had this type talent on the roster. Besides probably his first year, like they said in Cleveland, he had Baker Mayfield. I think he had Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry, Nick Chubb, David Njoku. Like, you know what I'm saying? Amari Cooper. I think Amari Cooper was there. I don't know if he was there yet. Maybe he came next year or that 2023 season, whenever. But basically, now he didn't have Amari Cooper. He had Odell and Landry. That's what he had with Baker Mayfield. So, I mean, this probably the most, even with that team, I'm just looking at the offensive side. Even with that team in Cleveland in 2020 when he won Coach of the Year, this offense probably way more talented than that team. Just based off Bijan is a superstar, and then you got Drake London that's maybe a tier 2 receiver, and you got Kyle Pitts that could be a tier 1 tight end if he get there. But then, you know, who gonna Darnell Mooney, he a free agent. I don't know if they're gonna re-sign him or not. But whoever they put on the other side of Drake London, you know, they're gonna be a big thing too. But it gonna mainly work off Bijan, because that offense Kevin run is that play action. That play action, run, play action, throw. It ain't even no deep bomb, because his offense ain't a vertical threat. Even though they can throw it deep, but they don't run a lot of deep routes, a deep developing 5-step drop, 7-step drop routes. They don't do that. It be 3-step, get that ball out. 3-step, get the ball out. Screens, tight end screen, running back screen, slants, crosses, inside crosses, out routes. It quick hitches, curls. It ain't nothing verticals and all that. It ain't nothing like that. That ain't his offense. His offense is like a dink and dunk. We're going to get 5-10 yards here and there. We're going to move the ball down the field. But when you got a home run hitter like Bijan, them little dink and dunk bound to go anywhere. 93, 99, 100 yards. You never know with him. So it's going to be interesting to see how he used Bijan and how this offense that we just watched for Type, she been here, and some other folk been here. If we see how this offense play out after what we just seen the debacle up there in Cleveland, all I'm saying is it's a wait and see game, but it's gonna be real exciting. So that's why I need y'all to ride with me, stick with me. Dirty Bird Savage, we just started the channel, but I've been doing it for a minute, over 8 years. You know what I'm saying? If you're real true savage, you know about Money Man, you already know. If you don't know about Money Man, you already know. You need to go over there and subscribe right now, because I'm telling you, we doing big things over there. And then I got all the other YouTube channels I'm starting too, but this one literally started it a week and 2 days ago. A week and 2 days ago, I started this channel, and it had to be started after the Falcons hired Kevin Stefanski, because I want to document this journey, what the Falcons on now. And I used to be a Falcon fan anyway, so, and I'm from down here. A lot of people in the comment, y'all up here hating, thinking I'm just a Cleveland fan. I ain't no Cleveland fan. I never was and never will be. I was bedroom as a kid was painted red and black with the Falcon logo on the wall and my name in the Falcons font. Yeah. Got a poster signed by Jesse Tucker directly to me, still hanging up in the room. So yeah, I might need to bring it in here. I got more than one. That's all I'm saying. But I might go ahead and get out that thing. First 45 game need to be competitive. P the fan. Look, if Kevin beat the Saints twice, everybody will love him. I'm telling you. If Kevin beat the Saints twice, everybody will love him. And if he just split Carolina and Carolina and Buccaneers, if he just split them games, you got a chance to make the playoff. If you beat the Saints twice and split Carolina and the Bucs, you got a chance to make the playoff. Well, the schedule ain't came out yet, so when the schedules do come out, we're going to talk about that, especially in the first 5 games. The first 5 games going to tell it all, or first 6. Just like in Cleveland, they were talking about the first 6 games were the toughest. They kept saying it's tough, it's tough, it's tough, it's tough. But yeah, we're going to see. But I think he got a head start with Kirk Cousins being his quarterback. Because Michael Penix is injured, so it ain't no competition, quarterback competition, and it ain't no, dang, Kirk Cousins beat out Michael Penix. It ain't going to be none of that. It ain't going to be none of that. So he know he riding with Kirk. at least for the beginning of the season, and I think for the next 2 years. That's just my opinion, though. That's just my opinion. But I appreciate y'all watching. The two that is in here, because I know one of them me. But yeah. Whoo, we're going to be excited. I appreciate y'all.
I'm covered, I ain't hidden, I'm protected. Oh, I'm covered, I ain't hidden, I'm protected. Oh, I'm covered, I ain't hidden, I'm protected. And I'm on, I'm covered, I'm hidden, I'm protected. I dwell in the secret place. Under his wings I'm safe. No fear in the night or day. God is my refuge, my stay. I'm covered, no harm, no weapon, no, I'm covered, no harm, no weapon. Oh, when trouble comes close to me, his angels stand guard for me. 1,000 fall, I still stand, 'cause I'm held in his hand. I'm covered, protected, no fear, I'm safe, covered, protected, no fear, I'm safe, I'm covered, I'm hidden, I'm covered, yeah, I'm covered, I'm hidden, I'm covered, I'm covered, I'm hidden, I'm protected, 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 hey, I'm covered, I will trust him. I'm covered, I'm hidden, I'm protected. I'm covered, I ain't hidden,